Okay, hi everyone. Welcome to the Sprint 104 review for SSW rules project. And here is our current rules website, which is based on Gatsby and the decap CMS. Now we are going to migrate this website with this more than 3,000 rules to a new website, which is using the Tina CMS and the Next.js. You may notice that the UI might look a bit different. This is because we are still in the POC phase, and we are going to add some more UI to the website. Now let's jump on to the email. So in the last sprint, our sprint goal was to refine the backlog and create a battle plan to go live with Rules v3. So here is a relevant PBI. So the whole team worked on this one.
Can you zoom it up just a tiny bit more?
On this page, yes. How about now? Okay.
Perfect. Yep.
So the whole team worked on this one, and we cleaned up the backlog, made it from over 100 items to around 60. And we also achieved the PBIs of that we plan to implement for production. So this goal is achieved. Now let's go back to the email. Oops. It was a 1 week sprint with around 8 man days.
Sorry,
and
can you zoom this up?
Okay. Like this?
One more.
Thank you.
One more?
Yeah, that's good.
Right.
Okay, so you can see the time spent by all the team members here. And just a note, Jill has been on vacation since Monday, and Hugo spent a few days working on the Easy Leave. So it was mainly me working on rules. And you can find all the environments here. Now we have all the work completed in the sprint. The most important one is the production readiness review, which we have already talked about earlier. And another one is about the refactor the global styles for our POC project. Do you want to talk about this?
So basically, we add a big PBI to refactor everything because we are using a mix of Tailwind and hard-coded things all around. So I just had a look and refactored everything, configured the Tailwind styles properly, removed all the hard-coded values, and set up variables for future use, basically. So now we are good to go, and hopefully it will be easier to implement the new design with that.
Maybe take the task in the PBI, just it's not. Yeah,
What version of Tailwind are you using?
4.
And do you have a Tailwind config file?
I think so. We should have one, yeah.
You shouldn't.
We should.
That's legacy now.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Before, okay, yeah. I'll have second look then. All right, that's a good point. Can you? Yeah. Can you? Yes.
Check out the config file.
Yeah. Matt, if did they migrate to 4 or they just installed 4?
I don't know.
How do you end up with the legacy file?
I think we installed the latest version when we started the project. Now I'm not sure if it was 3 or 4, but I'm pretty sure we are on 4 now. I'll just double check to be sure, but we should be
sounded
okay.
Sure.
Yeah. Now I'm doubting because of what Matt said.
I don't know, so I'm just asking.
Yeah. That's a good point you're raising. So I'll just double check, but I think we are good to go.
But if you installed the latest version, how come you ended up with the file if it's legacy?
Yeah.
Well, I said when we started the project.
Oh, so you think maybe you installed another version?
Just to be sure, but I think we're good to go, yeah.
But when this POC was started, Tailwind 4 was already out.
I think it was in beta, but
I'm not sure. I see.
Okay. Yeah. So if the other thing is if you're going for 4, what's SSW read in OKLCH?
I don't know. I think I
that'll have to
translated
go-
from
that'll have to go
CC
into
4141 to something in OKLTH, but yeah, I
so-
can't remember the value exactly.
I don't get the joke. Can you please
It's a
explain?
different format. It's a different.
That's a new way of
It's
defining
a
code.
different colors. It's a
Oh,
different
we
way
don't
to
use
define
RGB for
colors.
colors anymore.
No, that's
Yeah.
old fashioned.
Too complicated.
Yeah.
Not since
we are using
1983,
OKLTH.
John.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, but I can't remember the value. Yeah.
I won't-
And
Yeah.
Gert, we're going to have to get that wall behind you repainted in the proper red with the new colours.
Yeah, just send me through the color, please.
Because
The
I
color
sent
code.
I sent the painter the RGB.
Right.
That's why. All making sense now.
All right.
Yeah.
Chop, chop.
Let's carry on. Yeah.
Okay.
Hey, just one question. I think is interesting to you. You should go on this
Yep.
PBI. Since you refactored a lot of files to remove stuff and move them to other CSS files and stuff,
Yes.
have you considered using AI for this one?
I actually used Cloud Code for.
Oh, did you?
Yes, for
Oh, okay.
most of the work.
Did you guys get that?
Yes.
Yeah, because I don't know, because the mic is directional, so I wasn't sure. Okay, no, good, very good.
Okay, now let's go back to the email.
Un shot entre.
Pourquoi je gagne?
C'est bien.
So we don't have any timesheet data because it hasn't been set up yet for the project, and no release since we are still working for the POC. And in terms of AI usage, we all use the GitHub Copilot and Yak Shiver. And apart from this, Hugo used the Cloud Code as she mentioned, and I used the ChatGPT. And no R&D here because the whole POC is experimental. And I will add the Copilot summaries after this meeting. Then let's move on to the sprint retro. For what went well, we think it's good to clean up the backlog. And now we have a clear direction towards production. And it's also always good to see a lot of downs in the backlog. And Gert mentioned that he's happy that we are ready to get SSW rules into production. And for what didn't go so well, I say we lost Jules to vacation, and Hugo will be the next one. So it would be good to have someone else join the team, even if it's just for a short term. So do you want to add anything to this?
I have a question, Gertie boy. What's the estimate in terms of sprints to get to prod now? Now we've refined. I guess it's a question for everyone. How many sprints away? You think?
We haven't done the estimates on the PBIs yet, so we've only estimated for the next sprint.
Okay. Good feeling?
We also need to define gut feeling getting it into production without any styling changes or UI changes or whatever. It's probably a sprint or two away.
Okay.
But
cool.
But we still need to do there's still decisions to be made between whether we do the new style or the old.
Okay.
And that will depend on how long it's still going to take.
Yeah, we need a bit of new, I think, because if we roll it out, not necessarily the full-blown new style, but some cool new stuff, especially since I think we'll be retiring some features, if I'm not mistaken. So, we definitely don't want the V3 to feel like a step back.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
And I think I believe all of those all of the new designs have been approved. I just need to still go through them and make sure that every box is ticked. And then we can start doing that. I just need to confirm that, hence why I said the decision is not made yet, because I'm not positive yet that everything's been approved.
If only we had like a UX master in the team. I was talking to decide which ones are quick wins, That's definitely what we should do. I haven't looked at this refined backlog yet, but that's definitely the next step. We should look at what are the quick wins and just tick, 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 done.
Yeah.
Park anything that is hard and tick few items so it looks slightly better than it was. Would you concur, Adam?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah. Now, just on the last point that Chloe has there about having someone else join the team, you have a few days of Jake coming up, I believe. Does it make sense at all, Gert, on any of your internal days? Is there any point in you getting your hands dirty?
Yeah, there is. So initially, I'll fix it now with the planning one. I was only going to be available for one day because I'm also on client work at the moment.
Right.
But the second half we'll get to that, but spoiler alert, but we're going to do a 2-week sprint just based on what we know today.
Okay.
But that second part of the 2-week sprint, the second week, I will have availability to help Chloe, just
Okay.
not the first week.
And I think the other thing is, in this period of Chloe being on her lonesome, maybe Jeffrey should be giving as much help as he can to Chloe.
Yeah, okay, sure.
That will impact Eagle Eye, but I think it's okay.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
I'm just starting to work on the GitHub integration, so it's early days. So I guess it's fine if we leave it a bit for a few weeks.
Right, and I will also tell you, Gert, on your time zone, if you need any help from JK, you've got it. Okay.
That was actually someone I was thinking about. Yeah,
yeah. So you can
especially because we're doing a lot of Azure stuff.
Yeah, he's on rewards, but giving you time, if the two of you are going to work together for the day, I would prioritize you over rewards.
Okay. Cool. Thanks for that.
And that same thing goes for Josh as well. Like if you need any bits and pieces from Josh, he's more front end. JK's more back end and Azure. So, but both of them are handy.
Yeah, right. So you'll see now when we get to the planning, it's mostly back-end stuff, Azure setup, things like that we need to focus on. But once that is done, we're actually moving into the UI, where I think we'll definitely be needing someone like Josh or Isaac.
Yeah.
Although I think Isaac's on client work, so maybe Josh.
You can't get Isaac.
Yeah. Cool. Let's move on to the planning then, Chloe.
Yes. Okay, so for the next sprint, our main goal is to set up Azure for production. So this is going to be a 2-week sprint.
Look at sprint duration. It says 1 week and then it says 2 weeks. I'm so confused.
Oh, sorry. Make a mistake here.
Sorry, my OCD made me.
Yeah, thanks for finding this. So this is going to be a 2-week sprint because team's capacity is less than usual. And here's the backlog.
Just so, by the way, I'm pretty sure you'll have at least one day of Jake. And Gert says 1 man day without a space. That's weird.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just says 0 day with a cruise.
Okay.
There's a dash.
And
you 0 day like this?
Well, I'd say 0 Monday. Why do you say Jake 0 Monday and Jill's
Because I copied Jill's email.
And Hugo doesn't have an S on days. It's only one.
There is an S in Hugo.
Yes, Hugo's.
Like this?
Who's Hugo?
Thank you.
Hugo's all.
Okay, if you change those numbers, you need to change the total.
Yes.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
And the way we write decimals is points, not comma.
Sorry.
That's just a weird French thing.
Yeah.
No, you're weird.
No, you're weird.
You're weird.
Most of the world uses comma. Hold on a second.
Okay. So.
Okay. You're not sure. You don't sound convinced at all. Yeah, okay.
Here's the backlog.
It's the weird American way that went through your. Oh, I don't know what I'm saying. Carry on. I know what you're saying.
The first PBI says environment that has a spelling mistake. You guys can.
The E is
environment. That's correct. It's the second one. Yep.
The second one.
So just remove the E. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. There you go.
Okay.
Somebody else fixed it on the backlog on purpose.
Yeah, I'll do that.
Two goes on it.
So do you have any questions about this?
Well, it's all back end stuff. I'm not saying what you're not touching the front end at all.
No, we want to get everything ready for the around the environment on the hosting, GitHub Actions, so everything is set up, and then we'll start purely focusing on the user interface going forward.
But didn't you just say there's a couple sprints away with the UI polished? I'm confused.
No, I didn't say with the UI. I said without the UI polished.
Oh.
So just having a version of production running, but without the UI implementations. Yeah.
All right. So look, let me just ask a few questions, because usually the best practice, even if it's not common, the best practice is the way we do it generally on most projects, where the first sprint is get all the infrastructure working, so the deployment is working from beginning to end. You can make one rule change and it goes live on the website. Perfect. We haven't done that. We have got the environment working. Manually, we have got the migration working. The front end is not finished, and all the DevOps stuff is not done. Is there an argument to, with the goal of getting the rules live where people are doing updates and they're looking at the current site, is there any argument at all to say, let's, people are keen to get off Decamp CMS and onto Tina. Could they be at least editing rules in Tina, and then, knowing that the current website for rules is reading from the same repo, or maybe that's not true. So they're two different repos, aren't they? So and they've got two different sorts of in Markdown, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So are we going to have to do a big bang and say cut, and now that you're on the new one?
Yeah.
Different data
That's
structures.
exactly what we'll have to do.
Different data structures,
Right.
so we have to.
Okay, so if there has to be that cutover, is there any argument to making the rules as pretty as possible, and letting them start to use it while in the background you're automating things and fixing up that, but for a time being it's going to be manual, or is that not going to work?
No, I think you just said it. It's like we always first set up all the pipelines, we set up all the actions and everything for the code to flow through as we make changes. And that's exactly what we're focusing on now. Up until now, we've only been focusing on the POC. This is now productionizing it. Hence why we need to redo some of the actions and set up. We only have a staging environment at the moment. We don't have a production environment yet, those type of things. So this is, textbook what we do on the first sprint of any project. And that's exactly how we're approaching this.
Okay.
Furthering on what Adams was asking, is there anything in there that we could do after go live? As in, make it pretty, make it usable, and then fix up the piping afterwards. So remove some of the stuff here to make it prettier and hit production faster. Actually, that's kind of the goal.
Yeah, that's what
I think
trying
you're then just going to throw away the whole reason we were going to Tina CMS, right? Is to be able to just automate that whole workflow of making changes.
I'm not saying discard it completely. I'm saying go live faster and then make it automated.
Yeah, is there work that you can do afterwards that they won't notice?
I have to dig through. I can prioritize the backlog accordingly. Yes, I can do that. But with what we have here at the moment, I would say no, because this is all part of Tina and getting it to work and making it easy for the development experience, of course, of this migration.
Imagine we have budget for one last sprint, just one sprint or a couple of sprints, max. And, it's either not going to be usable at all, or we make it pretty and it's usable, but just the back end is dirty and the DevOps is shit and, all the background work is not great. So, if you look at the second option, how can we make that happen? Fuck, my English is broken today. I hope you understand what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, I know. So that means we need to jump directly into the UI and the styling, because there's a lot of things that are still not working. It's not displaying the authors. The sorting is not working. It's a shitty user experience at the moment. So that is something we can look at doing if we had only, a couple of weeks left and we just wanted to show something. That is an option, but I would not suggest we do that. Because it's a horrible developer experience at the moment. We need to set up all these things. We don't even have a production environment, so that means we'll be running off staging, our production of our current staging environment, because that is where we currently have this deployed to.
That's definitely a prerequisite. That's definitely not going anywhere. But yeah, okay. I don't know. I guess what I'm trying to say is, can we get an MVP running in prod faster? And I would say MVP as in leanest MVP in terms of backend, non-visible stuff, but like a UI that is at least as good as what we had. And then
I would say, you can't have it as good as what you had and MVP in the same sentence. What we currently have in there is what is MVP at the moment, and that's purely just getting the rules to work and making it possible to edit them. And that's what we can already do as part of the POC. And what's been migrated into Azure now, into the staging environment. So they can view rules. Correct me if I'm wrong, Chloe, you go, but they can view all the rules on there at the moment. They can edit, make changes to those rules using Tina. There's just a bunch of things that's not there yet, like authors and comments. Things like that.
Okay.
All right, cool.
Still recording, by the way, guys.
Any other questions? Yeah. That's right. Okay, cool. Thanks, Chloe.
So
So that brings us to the end of the spring forecast for sprint 105. So the summary to this meeting will be uploaded to the SSW Roots channel. And thanks everyone for joining us. I will see you in the next one. Bye-bye.
Thanks, Chloe. Bye.
Thanks, Chloe.
Bye.